Ladies and gentlemen, rarely do you come across a personality who has worked or who's influenced or his work has influenced various aspects of lives, both in the public and private sector. He's a stalwart, he's an entrepreneur, he's a guiding light, and I can use a lot of accolades to his name. I'd just like to let you know about a little bit about this fantastic gentleman who is also going to be our keynote speaker for the day. He's the founding director of STPI. He is the Special Chief Secretary to the Government of Andhra Pradesh, IT advisor to the CM of Andhra Pradesh, and at that time it was Mr. Naidu. He's the IT advisor to Tamil Nadu. He's the Development Commissioner for Andhra Pradesh, including Telangana, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. He is the founder of the Bangalore Tech Ecosystem. That's where he was as the founding director of STPI. He's the architect of high-tech city Cyberabad, founder of IIT H and IIT Tirupati, founder of FinTech Valley Vizag, and he's the head of several Indian and global industry forums such as FICCI, FICCI, AMCHAM, IIT Hyderabad, and HISA. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a thunderous round of applause for our keynote speaker, Dr. A Chowdary, sir. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you, and the dais is all yours, sir.
See, today Indian IT industry, in fact the whole country, economy is driven by technology-driven economy. For example, you take Hyderabad, just imagine there is no IT. Most of the buildings would have been empty, most of the economy wouldn't have been there. Not only IT, there are all the other subsidiary companies, whether real estate companies or hospitality companies or healthcare companies, tourism companies. Every company is now depending on the IT industry. In IT, what is the most important aspect in IT? Any guess? It's about talent. See, India has got this whatever name, fame because of our talent, because of the great institutions like IITs, IIITs and other universities. They have created some of the best talent for the whole world, not just for India. Nowadays, whichever country you go, recently our Honorable Prime Minister went to France. I thought that there may not be many Indians in that country, but because of IT, there's so many people welcomed our Honorable Prime Minister. Like that, nook and corner of the world, wherever you go, you see the IT companies. That's because of the great talent that we had, and still we are producing that kind of a quality talent. But we are in a transition time. In fact, I keep telling, when Chinmay asked me, I asked actually Chinmay, what should I talk about? Sir, you talk about disruption and innovation. It's a very important topic. So I thought, this is a very thought-provoking, and all of us have to put our brains together. How do we pass through this transition time? In Telugu, they call Sandhikalam. So this disruptive and innovative time period, both eras are coming together. It's like the eras are following each other. For example, if you take Uber or Airbnb or Amazon, that is innovation-led disruption. Earlier, if you see any phenomenon like volcano eruption, so disruption will come, then afterwards the creation will happen in the same volcanic area. New rainforest will come, lot of ecosystem start developing. Similarly, forest fires. After the forest get burnt, the new forest will come up in the same area. So there is all disruption-led creativity. Whereas here we have seen in the last few decades innovation-led disruptions. But fortunately, there was a time period for those disruptions. But unfortunately or fortunately today, these disruptions are more than exponential growth. Whatever was relevant yesterday, today that might not be relevant. Whatever companies were existing yesterday, they may not be there today. That is the kind of pace at which these disruptions are taking place. But are we galloping with the same kind of rate for the innovation? That's a big question mark. Whenever I go to any university or any engineering college, I keep telling them that you have to create the future talent. That future talent which is required for this country to go to the next level. But unfortunately, they listen to my lectures. Yes, sir, we will adopt this, we will adopt that. Afterwards, they will come back to me, sir, because of AICT, because of University Grants Commission, we cannot implement. We have done that new education policy, NEP. They have given some kind of tinkering reforms. Do you think in a disruptive era, a tinkering reforms will be sufficient to take care of our future? I don't think so. See, in Sanskrit, there is a proverb called Ushnam Ushnena Sitalam. That means when fire is there, fire is the answer for bring the coldness. So similarly, when the disruptions are happening, we should tackle the disruptions in a disruptive way. So we should bring the disruptive reforms, not the tinkering reforms. Unfortunately, many educational institutions who used to produce good talent earlier, today they are not producing good talent. They are producing the talent which are required for the World War I or World War II era or the industrial age era. That talent is not required today. I don't know how many people have encountered with ChatGPT or generative AI. Recently, when I was in the United States, about 6 months back or more than that, I met a lot of CEOs and CXOs, decision makers. I asked them, everybody is talking about ChatGPT will take away so many millions of jobs. Is it true? But all of them said, yes, Jay, it is true. We already implemented enterprise version of ChatGPT, and we came to know 90% of the workforce what we have today can be automated with these generative AI tools. That means only core jobs will be there. That core jobs anyway our company R&D team will take care. Then I asked the next question, what will happen to Indian outsourcing companies where millions of people are working in India and other countries? Yes, that's going to be a big question mark. They are all having the long-term contracts. As soon as the contracts are over, I don't know how many such companies will get the renewed outsourcing jobs from us. That's a very scary thing. Can I have a glass of water? So why it's scary thing? Because our population density in India, very high population density. India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, these are the countries, resources are less, land resources are less, water resources are less, but population is growing. We already beaten China in terms of the population. But all these 30 years, if you see, that because of the IT industry, thank you. I got it. IT services industry, whether it's a BTech, diploma or ITI, everybody got absorbed, particularly during the Y2K period. If you know COBOL, whether it's a BA third class, BSc third class or any diploma holder, they used to get trained on a Y2K and they went to America and they got citizenship. Today they are doing very well. So all this golden era of IT services thing is a big question mark today. Will that continue? When I was studying in IIT Madras, there were no jobs. All my classmates went to America because no jobs here. Then I thought of, because I am the eldest in my family, I thought of working in India. So I applied for a job in ISRO as a scientist. I got the job and I started settling down in India. Though we were from IIT, there were no jobs, only BARC and ISRO. These are the two prestigious organizations where IITians used to work. There are no IT industry, no private sector industry. Those time, very less IITs, very less engineering colleges, private universities were not there, but still there are no jobs. Today you go to any city, even if you go to Timbuktu, there is a university, there is an engineering college, there is a medical college. I mean, these colleges have come up like anything. We are producing millions of graduates, undergraduates, postgraduates, doctorates every year. So far, so good, right? They are all getting absorbed by the IT industry, technology industry, MNC, R&D industry. All this thing is okay. But suddenly, if the disruptions take place, whatever they are telling about ChatGPT or whatever they generate AI, whatever they are predicting, even if it is 1/4 of it happens. Imagine that it is not happening the way they are talking. Even 1/4 of it happens. If you lose 1/4 of the jobs in India, and if there are no jobs for the freshers, what will happen to India? All the unemployed youth will come onto the roads and they will do dharnas, and all the other big MNCs also, every day there is a strike, band and all that, Rasta Roko, Rail Roko and all that. Then what will happen? Even existing MNC also, they will start looking at other countries. See, earlier, when I was promoting IT industry through STPI during 80s and 90s, the cost arbitrage was the biggest carrot why people used to come to India. Those days, it was 15 times less. Suppose one engineer gets X salary in USA, more than 15 times less salary those days. But today, with all the attrition and giving the kind of rises and all that, we are almost on par with most of the employees who are working in Vietnam, working in Czechoslovakia, working in Europe and all that. And it seems the productivity of Vietnam employees compared to Indian employees, 2 times better. Similarly, productivity of European employees like Czechoslovakia or Poland, their productivity is much better than Indian employees. When the salaries are same, even the MNC companies are looking whether it's required for us to increase the manpower in India where the salaries are same but productivity is less than the other country employees. Do you think they will increase their manpower in India? I don't think so. So that's the reason why I'm telling this is a very critical period. Unless all of us have to think, how do we create that kind of innovative manpower and provide that manpower? For example, today we are having this function in T-Hub. T-Hub has got a lot of quality startups. If these quality startups, they get limited funding from their friends and families. They'll have some money. I know one or two cases, I don't want to mention the company's name. About 10 days back, he sent a message to me. Sir, I am in T-Hub. I have a big financial problem. Can you send me some money? The money what is asked? Peanuts. So even that money was not available with the entrepreneur who already having a business here and many customers, this thing. Immediately I told my secretary to send that money to him. And I also ensured that through India Startup Festival, we'll make sure that he will get that money. We are investing in that company about 1 crore through India Startup Angels. But I'm telling you, the problems of the startups, attrition is very high, and with the limited money, they can't hire IITians and all that IIT graduates because their salary levels are all 1 crore and above per annum kind of a thing. Then where do they go for talent? If they don't have talent, they can't survive as a startup. The so-called startup death valley, they will all fall into the death valley unless they have enough money so that they will be able to at least match. Otherwise, what is going to happen? Today, people are talking about death of the distance. In the COVID times, we proved whether you are in a Timbuktu in a small village or Batalpalli in Anantapur district, as long as there is internet, people can go there, happily work from those. Same thing is going to happen for the startups. How long they will wait? Some good talent will come and work for them because time to market is very important for the startup companies. They will start hiring people in Czechoslovakia or Poland who have got PhDs in mathematics, PhD in physics and engineering and all that. Maybe that's less cost for them. They will start outsourcing to such countries because they have to survive. Somehow they have to come with a product before their competition. So even if startup companies in India, if they are giving the job opportunities outside the country, what will happen to Indian youth? That's going to be a big problem. So that's where when Mr. Das came to me, sir, we are having this program. I told him it's the best thing what you are doing because everybody has to think about how do you produce the best talent, innovative talent for this growing industry, either startups, other R&D companies and all that. So otherwise, we will be eaten away by chat GPTs or like generative AIs and afterwards. See, normally when cyclone comes, normally government officers will say, oh, cyclone is going to come, you have to go take some measures, they'll evacuate the people from low-lying areas and all that. Here, big cyclones, big tsunamis are coming through the technology disruptions. But we are not taking any measures. We are not taking enough measures that we will survive as a country, as a populistic nation. So that's where everybody, if you think that government is going to take care, I don't think government alone can take care. All of us, we are all great citizens of this great country. We should all think through how do we create that innovative manpower. Recently, I went to Chitkara University, one of the private universities, where they gave me honorary doctorate. There, when I was visiting that university, we were having a lunch. That time, the chef who prepared the lunch items, he came to me, and while interacting, he said, "Sir, I am also starting a startup company." Then afterwards, when I was going through the rounds of the university, at some place, the gardener, I met the gardener who takes care of. Then while interacting with him, "Sir, I started already a startup company, this thing, and I am going to serve many other institutions through the startup company." So, in this private university, I was amazed to see 273 startups they started, and out of that, 73 startups already got exits. And second year students, they already have some companies with their professors. So it is a startup-led or entrepreneur-led education. I like that model. Why can't every university in the country have that model? See, once you want to start, suppose I am a student in a university, I want to start a startup company. Then I should know about the finances, I should know about the technology, I should know about innovation. Everything I have to learn. Not that teacher has to tell me to learn this, learn that and all that. That's a great model. Instead of you telling, no, you have to be like an entrepreneur, you have to have innovation. I don't think people will go to that kind of, unless they themselves start a company, they know ins and outs of what are the issues in a startup, then automatically they learn innovation, they learn creativity, they learn financing, they learn marketing, everything automatically comes. Second year, third year itself, probably there may be more school dropouts or college dropouts, doesn't matter. Most of the big CEOs in the world, they're all school dropouts. It doesn't matter whether I have a degree or I don't have a degree, but as long as I am creating new jobs, for that we have to prepare the people. So I really want to thank Chinmaya and his team for taking up this issue. This issue is a very, very big issue. And India Startup Festival, the reason why we started about 1 year back, me and Dina, when we went to address the students of the Satyasai University, then we came to know that this is the main issue that India is going to start. Then we thought, I discussed with Dina, what is the best way to create more jobs in the current way, because Indian services industry is going to go down. Maybe these MNC R&D companies, I don't know how long they will be in India, as long as the cost arbitrage and intellectual arbitrage is there. They are not wedded to India. Wherever there is a better country, they will all move away. Then what is the way for us? Then we thought about India is a big country, and all 900 million people digitally connected. We have so many smartphones. India's consumerism is really growing. So why can't we develop the startup ecosystem so that the US business model, US VC model, only 1 out of 10 startups are successful. Dina, can we reverse this model? Why can't we make 9 out of 10 startups that we take care, can they become successful? Jaya, it is possible. Then what we did, we started this India Startup Festival, and the last India Startup Festival was in August 10th, 11th and 12th. 11,000 startups competed for the prize competition, and out of that we selected 20 startups. These 20 startups, every week, every Saturday, 10:30 to 11:30, normally in a startup competition, they get only 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, they are not able to tell all their problems because we don't give that much time. So, in this weekly mentoring session, we give them nearly 45 minutes, sometimes even 1 hour also. And there are 250 mentors from all over the globe. They will be there to understand what are the pain points, whether it's financing is the pain point, or business traction is the pain point, or technology is the pain point. We are able to address all these things. In the last 4 or 5 weeks, where we had for this 20 startup companies, all the 20 companies are getting funding, all the 20 companies are getting the business, And that is the kind of thing what we are doing, and we want to make sure all the selected companies by India Startup Festival, all of them have to be successful. That is the direction. When one of the companies which got selected by India Startup Festival, he came and met me when I am coming to this. He mentioned, sir, I also need some money, I also need some business. I told him, Venkat, don't worry, we are there with you. We will go extra steps to see that you get funding, you get the business. That is the kind of attitude that India Startup Foundation is doing. So all of you, you have got your own contacts, you got your own Rolodex. Give those Rolodex, give those contacts to the startups. Let the India startup companies, they thrive. They have to create jobs. If they are not creating jobs, then how do you take care of this big problem which is going to come in the next 4 or 5 years? So with this, I want to thank the organizers, and I want to really thank all the respected people who are here to think about this problem which India is going to face in the next 4 or 5 years. What is the way that we can solve these problems collectively? With this, once again, I want to thank everybody, including Chinmay and his team. Thank you.
India Tech Talent League is honored to confer the title of Cyber Biswakarma to J. A. Chowdary, sir.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to My Startup TV.